What is up, guys? My name is and yeah, today we're gonna celebrate because I got 100 subscribers. Oh my lord, 100 subscribers. Pew, 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 pew.
Hello this is RetroTK2 and today we're celebrating 100 subs on the channel. Now I know what we're all thinking here is, and yes, I've completely missed the boat on this milestone, but it's such an important one I just can't let it go. So let's get started. And there it is, 100 subscribers. Well, of course we all know the terrifying truth is, the actual sub count is 201 as at the date of this recording. The channel actually hit 100 subs on the 13th of October, but I was too busy with work to make the milestone video. I talked about this in my channel's talk video on the 20th of November, Ace. Feel free to check that out. Ace, I can't even begin to tell you how much this means to me. I'm so happy you're enjoying my content enough to subscribe for more. It's truly amazing, Ace. Thank you so much for everything, all the comments, feedback and support. It really does help me so much and makes me want to create these videos for you. In the channel's talk video I mentioned earlier, I asked for suggestions for this video. The only comment that video received was from Charlie MM asking me what does RetroTK2 mean. So for the 100 subs video, what better way to celebrate than with the origins of the RetroTK2 name. Sit back and relax as I tell you the tale. To begin our story we must go back to 1995 and the first game I ever played, Super Metroid. Yes, on that fateful Christmas of 95, I got my first games console from Santa and was lucky enough to have my first gaming experience be from the greatest game of all time. At least in my opinion, Ace. At some stage I'm going to do a full series on this game with a let's play and tales of my experiences with it. But I know I'll never be able to pay this game the level of respect it deserves. There should be temples built to the honour of the brilliance of this game, Ace. And although it's not directly related to the origins of the RetroTK2 name, it's the sole reason I got into video game development. Also, I really wanted the first piece of gameplay on my channel to be that of Super Metroid, so mission accomplished. A true masterpiece, Ace, and that sparked a love affair for me with the Super Nintendo and gaming in general. I remember renting several games from the video store over the years to come, but one of the first games I rented was a real gem. Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Ah yes, just hearing that music transports me back to a standard gaming weekend with my childhood friend. I never really could throw a Hadouken or do the Hurricane Kick back then, but I was a pro at the jump kick sweep. I would spam that attack on pretty much every single fight. Still do in fairness, but I don't really win too often, Ace. This game was also unique to me since it had a name entry screen. Having never grown up with the arcade age of gaming, this was the first exposure I had to a name entry screen. What really confused me was the fact that you could only enter 3 letters for your name. Now, unless your name could be shortened to something like Jim, Bob or Ann, there was no way your name was going to work with this 3-letter system. I know mine wasn't going to fit Ace, so I figured why not just use the name of my favourite character from this game, Ryu. With that, Ryu became my first ever gamer tag, Ace, and was used in any game that required it from the 90s. I can't really remember the point when I stopped using Ryu, but I guess it was when games allowed you to type in your full name. Fast forward to 2002, Ace, and onto a game that follows on perfectly from Lilac Wars, or Star Fox 64 if you're not European. Star Fox Adventures. Oh yeah, this game. I remember being super excited for this game back in the day, especially since it was the first Star Fox game since the one on the Nintendo 64. And it was made by Rare, the games company that brought us masterpieces such as Banjo-Kazooie and GoldenEye. In truth, I thought Star Fox Adventures would be similar to Jet Force Gemini, another fantastic Rare game. But instead it was a bit of a disappointment, Ace. It's not even a particularly bad game, or at least I didn't think so when I was playing it to get the footage for this video. Sure, the stock sound effects shouldn't be anywhere near a Rare game, and the flight mechanics aren't anywhere near as good as they were in Night Out Wars, but it's still fun to play and looks gorgeous. I remember seeing the fur on Fox and being completely blown away, and this game's R-Wing is by far my favourite version in this series. Anyway, getting back on topic here. Whenever you create a save file in Star Fox Adventures, you have to type in a name, but you only get 3 letters. That's right, Ace. We're back to the ways of old, a time forgotten. Immediately I figured I could use Ryu from my childhood, but it just didn't feel right using it. Being a good bit older now and having a sense of self, I always felt like Ryu would forever belong to Capcom and not me. It was a big step in my gaming maturity, or at least I think it was, and I felt a real need to get my own identity. Strangely enough, even though I had this newfound maturity and sense of self, I selected my new name at random. I held the joystick left and pressed A when it hit a letter, though I did have to stop and confirm the character, so perhaps it isn't as random as I originally thought it is. I remember selecting TK2 and repeating it to myself to see if I liked it. This took quite a bit of discipline, Ace, especially since at the time I was dying to play this game. Something about TK2 seemed right in that moment, so I went with it. It's hard to believe that even after all this time I still have my original TK2 save file. What does TK2 mean? Well, although it may have seemed random to me at the time, the answer is probably seen on the screen just before the file select menu. Fox is sitting in his chair looking at his laptop, Rob is in the background standing about, and in big letters we can read Copyright 2002 Nintendo. This text can also be seen throughout the demo footage in the screen just before. Could it be that I subliminally selected TK2, meaning 2002? I have no idea, but it is very probable. Anyway, with that, TK2 became my gamertag and was used in several games after that. All the way till around 2004 with the advent of Xbox Live in our house, and one game in particular. It's amazing the power that this song has for me. Whenever I hear it, I know exactly what time it is and I'm ready for war. Halo 2 was the first game I'd ever played for a console online. I had been playing online with PC games for a while, but they didn't have the same restriction as Xbox Live. With Xbox Live, you had your gamer tag and that was it. No way to change it. So TK2 wasn't going to work. Somebody had stolen it on me. I decided to look back at my past, at a name I had long since forgotten, Ryu. From this I created the gamertag RYTK2, and I was ready for battle. Now, in hindsight, this wasn't the best gamertag to choose. For one thing, it was a pain trying to say RYTK2 every time someone wanted to identify me. That, and some people would actually pronounce it RightK2 or RightK2. Not exactly the greatest name on the planet Earth, but it stuck with me for a good couple of years until Halo 2 made its move over to PC. With that, I knew it was time for a change, so I dropped the RY part of the gamertag. I wanted to keep the TK2 part and also wanted a word beginning with R, to keep the spirit of Ryu alive. As for how I arrived at Retro, I can only guess that it was because I liked retro games. I mean, Super Metroid was, and still is, my favourite game of all time. So Retro does seem to identify me pretty well. And with that, my final gamer tag was created and I've been using it ever since. So when it came time to pick a name for my channel, there was really only one that it could be. And that's it. Rate, comment and subscribe, yes. Thank you so much for 100 plus subs. You can email me at RetroTK2@gmail.com with anything you like. Thank you for watching this, and I'll see you in the next video.